guys, we'll have fun again. Okay, I hope whatever we discussed yesterday, you all are comfortable with that. Everybody is having this software tool, and guys, trust me, this is what licenses we are providing. It is a full-fledged license, okay, and it will be with you for a month. We are having a 3 cycles of these sessions, okay, the same 3 times that we need to repeat that one. So you are having it for a month, and within that month, if you are going to perform certain projects, design certain projects, so definitely guys, we will be there to assist you, to host you. And those people who are who will interested after that 1 month, so they can ask us for the licenses. I can still help them to generate more duration licenses. Okay, so that is from our end, we are going to assure you. Okay, now guys, yes, I hope everybody is ready to discuss the aspects what I'm planning. Everybody is in a position that they will be with me, and they will definitely going to support me in terms of yes or no. Okay, that will be only a motivation factor for me, guys. Well, guys, before going to start today's session, okay, so I'm having a certain aspect which can be used in terms of research as far as the faculty is concerned. Okay, and guys, uh, vehicle may be anything. Just try to understand whether it will be a Tata Nano, whether it will be a Mercedes car, if you are talking about. So only the features are more as compared to this software. We are having more features in the another software tool, but concept is always a concept. Most of the people who teach me during my academics, out of that one, 2 or 3 guys are there. Okay, so the same concept is percolation from last 10-15 years. That concept would be a concept, but the designing can be done by using multiple software tools, and depending on the availability, you need to select and you need to use that one. Okay, so guys, yes, I'm just sharing my screen with you all, so that whatever we discussed yesterday, the same stuff, we'll have a recall session within next 1 minute. 1 minute is more than sufficient for that. And after that one, guys, we will directly jump on the designing perspective. And guys, today I definitely need your help in understanding and in sharing whatever you designed on your machine. Okay, so guys, yesterday what we started with, one slide presentation where we discussed a recent trends in VLSI design, what are the common mistakes, what are the common CMOS, all that stuff in a simple fashion. We discussed first, and then we started designing with this Microvin 3.8 version. Guys, that is what the version may be different on your machine. 3.8.5 is somewhat like option will be there, but you need to share it is machine based licensing. You need to share your machine ID so that I generated that, I can generate the licenses. Okay, as far as GUI concerned, guys, because the same GUI we are going to follow for today also. So that's the reason, guys, that is very important that you should be comfortable with the GUI understanding. I'm repeating it for a minute. Guys, whatever the black screen I'm having, that is a piece of script. That will be one of the question in your final exam, whatever the college is following. So this is what a piece of script, graded, dotted, we can call it as piece of script we are having. On the right hand side, I'm having a palette window. Uppermost side, we are having an editing toolbox. This software suppose both the technology rules, likewise lambda based as well as nanometer based scaling on whatever you are drawing, whatever the layer you are drawing on this substrate. Definitely, guys, you will come across the dimensions of that material over here. And on the right hand bottommost side, guys, here it will provide you the current technology. Yesterday, most of the people, they are confused. They are, sir, that we are having a FinFET gate over here, flash gate over here. So don't bother, don't confuse, guys. This software suppose the FinFET 14 nanometer technology. Already we discussed that one. Okay. So by default technology, when you are going to open this software tool for first second, so by default technology will be a 14 nanometer FinFET automatically selected. Is it? So you need to concentrate on the problem statement provided by the designer. Okay. And according to that, you need to change the technology. How can we change the technology? By going to file, select foundry, and then, guys, we need to select any stuff, any technology as far as the given in your problem statement with the specification. Okay, then we started designing the NMOS, PMOS. We come across the theoretical approaches like why we are going for the CMOS technology, what is the strong and weak condition in case of NMOS and PMOS, all that stuff we discussed. Then we design multiple input variations. Likewise, from this, what are the input options that I'm having? Likewise, from this I'm talking about. So we use signers, we force that CMOS inverter to work as an amplifier, then piecewise linear, that is what the sequence that we understand. Then we started designing the NAND and NOR gate. We confirm that NAND gate we are having less WCD, that is worst case delay, and that's why we always prefer the WCD over there. Is it? Now guys, I'm having certain aspects for today. They are like, we need to understand that inverter sizing. Within next 5 minutes I'm going to explain and cover that one. Why we are going for the square like shape, why not circular, rectangular? That is what the aspects. Okay, then I will start with 2:1 multiplexer, was simplest ever, but the design approach is different. Guys, listen, thing is that you can design any stuff. You can design 4:1, likewise any type of multiplexer by using CMOS based design. Okay, but you should know the different approaches of designing. Likewise, we discussed full custom, semi-custom, and standard cell. Now guys, I'm adding one more approach of designing, that is called as module level designing, where the complexity is a little bit higher. So definitely guys, you will have a fun understanding this one. Okay, so what was our yesterday's problem, guys? I hope everybody is understanding what exactly I'm trying to do. Okay, so that was the problem, guys, that you need to design that. Guys, maximum 2 minutes or 3 minutes for understanding this one. Okay, then I will go for the next design perspective. Inverter using 120, that's fine. Capacitance that we need to add as 0.5 picofarad, and you need to find out the TR and TF. After finding out TR and TF, you need to match TR and TF. Is it? So same story, guys. Semi-custom design approach, if they are not mentioned any steps, so you need to select a semi-custom. I have done that one. I have done that one. For those who are new to join today, so they can find out a simple aspects over here, how simply we can do. And guys, I will label it because I'm implementing 2 or 3 input variations and output variations over here. So I'm labeling it with the name in1 S1. Likewise, okay, one VDD for NVL for its polarization. You all are familiar with that one. And at the end, guys, we need to assign a capacitance having the value of 0.5 picofarad. I hope everybody is with me. Is there any confusion, guys? That is very important.
No confusion, sir.
Yep. Thank you so much, mom. That reply is very important for me, please. Okay, guys, if I'm going to let that one, the issue is that because of the loading capacitance, that capacitor is very huge. As we know that 0.5 picofarad is very huge. So because of that, guys, we are not coming across the input versus output curve in respect to input, what I'm talking about. Look at that. For one, it is tends towards 0. Okay, this is what a 0 line that I'm having. But the point is, we are not having a TR and TF over here. It is just like a straight line, some sort of lines that we are coming across. And what it indicates, until and unless, guys, we are not coming across TR and TF. Okay, how can we go for matching TR and TF? So first thing is that we need to find out TR and TF. And guys, thing is that we can't change the load because by default it is mentioned in our problem statement. Okay, so that's the reason we come across a conclusion that whatever the current I'm having over here for NMOS and PMOS, okay, so that is not that sufficient. So to get the output in terms of clock, inverted clock. So that's the reason what we did. We increases the current of both the transistors, PMOS and NMOS. And here, guys, one more thing that you can do, that you can match the TR and TF by matching the current of your PMOS and NMOS. Are you getting this one, everybody? So what I did, as we know that IDS is directly proportional to width and inversely proportional to length. So because of that, guys, I'm simply increasing the width with width of PMOS transistor with this 15 micrometer. Okay, so I'm increasing it in this manner. Look at the current of your PMOS. Yes, it is directly proportional. You can go with the equations of current for NMOS and PMOS while doing this one. So this is what the value, guys, I'm getting 7.196. So I called it as 7 milliampere. Generating a device, I'm simply placing over here. Nothing to confuse, guys. This is a smaller version with 269 milliampere of current. This is a bigger version with current more as compared to your this PMOS. That's fine. I hope everybody is getting this one. Now the same story. I have to implement the inverter. That's why PMOS is implemented. Now I need to go for the NMOS. I'm clicking the same way, guys. As you know that mobility of electrons more as compared to holes. So that's why for this width of 15 micrometer, current is more. So guys, can we reduce the width of this one so that we can match the current of both the devices? So I will make it as 13. That's not fine. 12. Look at that. If I'm clicking on 12 micrometer, okay, 12,000 nanometer in a simple word, whatever the value we are having, it is still 8 point something. What was the current for this PMOS? 7.169 something. Is it? So shall I make it as 11? Yes, look at that. I hope everybody is with me. Please, guys. Are you getting that one? We are simply playing with the width so that both current of your PMOS and NMOS would be same. So that's the reason I have reduced the width of your NMOS transistor so that it will be in the range of 7 milliampere. Generating a device and just keeping aside of your longer design. I hope everybody is getting that. Already we discussed that the size of PMOS is always double as compared to the size of NMOS. So we are simply matching the stuffs by varying the design. I hope everybody is getting that. Please. Now, guys, what to do? You can use all your arrow keys. Okay, you can use scroll bar of mouse so that zoom in and zoom out option can be used. How to connect those two together? Guys, I'm treating this one as a source of your PMOS. So I'm attaching a VDD to your source. Automatically, that will be a drain. Okay. One step that I need to do, that gate connection. Guys, don't bother, don't worry about the design size. Okay. Concept, that is very important. Okay. This is what a drain and one drain source combination. Shall I connect these two together, please? I'm connecting it like this. I can double click on that so that look at that. These two are connected with each other. The whole structure are connected with each other. What next? The remaining terminal should be grounded. So I'm connecting ground to the remaining of your NMOS transistor. What else I need to do? I'm attaching a clock. Name is into, which is very important, guys. Name, because I'm simulating more than one input in the same structure. So that's the reason, guys. You need to have a proper version gesture over here. Loading capacitance should be 0.5 picofarad. That's fine. And a visible node that I need to attach on the output side, that is S2. I hope everybody, yesterday we did the same one. Guys, this is what a version of inverter with load of 0.5 with lower current. This is what a version of inverter with higher current as compared to this one. It is in the range of 7 milliampere. You can simulate that one. One thing that we forgot, we need to assign a VDD to your anvil for its polarization. If you have any doubt, you can ask at any point of time. Don't worry. Are you getting that one? So guys, in one versus S1, that is for the first inverter. That is what in one versus S1. Now guys, with increased current, this is what into clock is delayed. Automatically software is doing the stuff. And if I'm talking about this one, so look at that for this cycle, guys. Forget about this one because we need to skip first 3 cycles of simulation. For this cycle, look at that. TR, I'm getting a little bit 51.6, TF 50.1. Likewise, are you getting that one? Almost TR and TF we are going to match by matching the current over here. I hope you are getting this one. Everybody, please. Okay, but still, guys, we are having certain charging and discharging curve. Now, what is happening over here? Find out TR and TF. That is, we are up to this one. That we are getting a TR and TF values over here in the simulation. Matching also can be done. It is done already. That TR and TF is in the same range, 50, 50.1, somewhat like. Is it? One more thing is that, guys, here I'm increasing in a vertical manner. I'm only increasing the width of a device. But guys, yesterday, as far as that Nano NOR design concern, we are having the option that rather than going in a vertical manner, okay, I can have the option of multiple gates. That is what the combination of multiple PMOS and MOS can also be implemented. Look at that. Look at the current of this one for PMOS. This one, okay, for this 10 micrometer and 120 nanometer, somewhat like 0.12 micrometer. Okay, so what I will do, I will make it as 5 micrometer. Okay, and I will make it as 5 combinations of PMOS. Look at the current. Is there any doubt with that? Rather than going in this vertical manner, okay, I will add multiple gates. That is what number of fingers. Okay, now let's just look at the structure, how it looks. Guys, listen, how it looks. Is there any confusion? Or if you are having any confusion for that, I will do for you over here, guys. Look at that, what I'm trying to do. It is just like this. Don't confuse that schematic. You can easily understand. I hope you all are getting this one. Look at that. This is what a gate. These are all the gates. This is what the placement, guys. We are having multiple gates. Okay, and a middle terminal, they are taking out like this. Are you getting my point? Everybody, please, is there any confusion?
No, sir.
Yeah, these are the terminal out that I'm having. So if I'm talking is that S, so that is DD, then again SS, then DD, SS. Likewise, the combinations is going to happen as per as this design concern. Okay, so what we need to do, again, the same story for PMOS, 11.881 milliampere. If I'm clicking on current of PMOS, that will be more. So what I can do, I can reduce the number of finger, still it is 13. Then again, I can do it like this. Or you can play with both the string, okay? You can play with width, you can also play with the number of fingers. So that is fine, 12, almost that can be feasible. Okay, so look at that. As compared to these two guys, the current is again huge. It is in the range of 7, it is in the range of 11. I hope everybody is getting. Now what to do? How to make the connection so that that will be an inverter? Guys, is any do you help me in that? So what we need, guys, we need 3 terminals. So this is what a gate, connect all the gate, that will be a gate of PMOS. Same is the story for NMOS, collect all the gate, and that will be the gate of, likewise this, have a look over here. MOS gate that I'm selecting, and I'm connecting all the gate together, likewise this. Is there any confusion, please? What I'm doing, I'm connecting all the gates so that that will be the gate of one PMOS. I will connect all the gate of NMOS. Okay, that will be the gate, and just gate connected together. So gate of PMOS and gate of NMOS is connected. I hope everybody is getting that one, please. And listen, guys, this is a layer by layer implementation. In 3D view also you can come across. Okay. Okay, it is taking the half one only because that design is highlighted over here. Okay, what to do again? I need to take a source. So whatever the lower ends I'm coming across for this PMOS, I'm taking it out. Same is the story for this. Whatever the lower end I'm having, it is a combination of either DD or SS. So that's why, guys, I'm taking it out and just simply connecting. This is what a source of PMOS, connecting these two drain or source of your NMOS transistor. And one drain and source combination can be connected as an output node. So I'm connecting it like this. Any confusion, please let me know, guys, which is very important to understand such type of complex design. Okay, so this is what drain source that I have connected, and whatever the remaining terminals I'm having, that is odd number over here, 1, 3 and 5, I'm taking on the uppermost side and connecting it like this. And one more thing, guys, whenever the complexity increasing, okay, at that time certain confusions will definitely striking to your mind. So don't bother, you can ask me at any point of time. So whatever I'm connecting, I'm whatever the remaining of this even number for NMOS, I have taken it out, and that will be a drain or source, a single one. Now look at that, what I am having. I am having this one terminal. I will treat this one as a source. So attaching a VDD to your source, point number one, because guys, I need to implement it as an inverter. So that's the reason I have connected odd number, that is what taken out, one more VDD to your anvil, and as drain source
So whether
combination
they
I have
required
connected over here.
same number of fingers,
Yes, yes, Swapnil sir.
whether PMOS and NMOS will have same number of fingers.
Sir, look at that. What we are going to achieve, we have to match the
Correct.
TR and TF. So current can be manipulated. Current can be same on both the end. So not necessary that if I'm
Okay,
having
okay,
5 for this and current will be 15 for NMOS transistor. But that is not the case in case of your PMOS. So that is not the need that both are on the same number of fingers.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Are you getting this, sir? Swapnil sir, the thing is that
Yes.
if
yes,
you are
yes.
matching the current at the same instant, the TR and
Yes.
TR will be only match. So that is
Yes,
not
clear.
the need to match the same one. Okay. And ground over here, input clock to this end. So I'm clocking it as in 3, and visible node to this end. S3 will be my output, and capacitance having the value of 0.5. I hope everybody is getting this one. Please, guys. So look at that. If I'm clicking on view all button, this one, this is very important. Guys, it will show aspects in a single window. Okay. So this is with a very lower current. We are not coming across the TRTF. This is with the increased current. Okay, in the range of 7, but that is not again that much comfortable getting the TR and TF exact. Okay, and this is what, guys, we are using implementing as a number of fingers over here, but current is very huge. Okay, it is in the range of 10 plus 11, likewise this. Now guys, you can check a thing like that. You can change the time scale, you can reset it. Try to concentrate what exactly I'm trying to deliver. Okay, look at that. I need to observe now in 3 versus S3. I hope everybody is with me. That is in 3 input for third design, and S3, that is output for third design. So look at that. It is inverted. For 1, I'm having 0 over here, and look at the timing scale. Swapnil sir, if you remember that, if you are using the same number of fingers for PMOS and NMOS, there will be a huge difference between TR and TF. You are having a license, you can design and you can share that design with me. So your doubts will be cleared out. Everybody, please. So look at that, guys. What we tried, we designed this one, attaching a load, find out TR, TF, match TR and TF. Matching is fine, but if someone asks you that whatever the TR and TF you are coming across, what will be the output you are coming across, it should be in the range of 30 picoseconds. So look at that. By increasing the current, we are in the range of 32, 33, somewhat like. So again, a little bit current can be increased, and that time frame can be come across, can be reduced to the 30 picoseconds. I hope everybody is getting that one, and they are trying to do it on their machine. Look at that, current is huge. Okay, 1.243 milliwatt over here of all the designs, whatever we are having over here. I hope everybody is getting this one. Guys, please help me to understand. Is there any doubt you are having, guys, in terms of yes or no?
Yes, sir. I have one doubt, please.
Yes, please, ma'am. Please ask, ma'am.
Sir, how to relate the number of fingers with number of transistors used? Is there any relation?
Yes. Listen, ma'am. Again, I'm coming across the same. For example, ma'am, have a look. What was our first value over here for this technology? That is 0.6 micrometer or 600 nanometer. Is it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yep. And the number of finger was 1. So
Yes, sir.
what it means, if I'm going to generate a PMOS transistor, if I'm generating it like this, so look at that.
Only one.
Only one is there. Okay. That is only one is there. Now, if I'm going to add it as 2, forget about this one. It is a combination of 2 PMOS. So number of finger is nothing but the number of transistors that we are going to implement in a simple language. If I'm going to make it as 5, ma'am, So it is 5 PMOS transistors in a series format. Okay, until and unless we are applying VDD VSS, that won't be series and parallel. But as far as the connection concern, look at that. If I'm covering from this one, madam, on online, that will be a little bit problem. If I'm covering it from this side, okay, so this is the first one. If you are covering the first option, then second one. So how many number of polysilicon you are having? These are the number of transistors over there.
Okay. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes, sir.
If you are
Number of
making it
gates
as,
equal to number of
yes,
transistors.
yes.
So
If you
5
are
gates.
making number of fingers as 7, so it means that 7 PMOS transistors in a number of finger pattern that we are implemented. So that
So it
can
means
be
the
any
inverter
stuff,
which we
ma'am.
are
You
designing,
can make certain. Yes, ma'am.
it means inverter which we are designing may not have symmetric number of PMOS and NMOS.
Not needed, ma'am. Why we are using different number of fingers over here,
Current
ma'am?
requirement.
Because
Current requirement.
yes, that is a current matching of both the structures.
Yes.
As
sir.
we know that mobility of holes is less as compared to electrons.
Yes, yes,
So
agree.
for NMOS, we need to have the lesser size and lesser number of fingers. It is directly a multiplication factor with the width what we are having.
Okay. Okay,
Yes.
sir.
Yep. Comfortable, ma'am?
Yes, sir. One
I
more
hope-
doubt relevant to this. I don't
Yes,
know
yes.
if it is correct or I'm going in more detail. But suppose I have to design an inverter, the optimum design should think about the number of transistors, delay, or in terms of space.
Yes, ma'am. But ma'am, think, yes, that's fine. But if you are coming across problem like this, where load is very significant,
Yes. Okay.
just try to understand that problem, whatever we have designed. If you are talking about the optimization, this is what the basic structure that we have designed, is it?
Agree, sir.
But
Yes.
that doesn't give us the result, ma'am, because
Yes.
that is compulsory. C is compulsory. We need to add in a design, and until and unless you are adding this one, that problem statement can't be solved. So depending on, yes, optimization is the basic need of your VLSI, but depending on the problem statement, you need to modify the structures. You need to modify your design. And here, ma'am, if you look across this one, so this is not optimized one, because here only we are increasing the width, but this is what a little bit optimized, because it provides you the final solution over here, that you are taking TR and TF, matching TR TF, and it is in the range of 30 picosecond. So depending on the problem statement, you need to modify, you need to find out the aspects of understanding. I hope I'm giving you proper justifications.
Yes, sir. Exactly. I got the. But again, one last question,
Yeah,
sir.
please, ma'am,
If I
please.
compare the two designs, wherein the width is very large, and in another case where transistors are more, power dissipation would be more in which case, sir?
Ma'am, look at that. Again, if I'm talking about the simulation result, definitely, ma'am, there the power dissipation will be more as far as the
Yes.
simulation I'm talking about. But if I'm going for fabrication, ma'am, if you're having the option of fabrication, going for fabrication, that structure will definitely cost more as compared to this structure. So in such a cases, ma'am, if you are coming across the ICs, whatever 74XX series you are using, and if you are coming across the inverter ICs, so in such a cases, ma'am, if you are going through the data sheet, so we will have a data sheet like this, a bigger one, then a smaller one, and then again smaller one over here. Let's have a look. Whatever the data sheet you are having in 74XX series, this is what input, and this is what the output. It means that, ma'am, whatever, look at that, again, a little bit deeper study we can do. Every step, whatever the power calculations you are talking about here, it is associated with the loading capacitor. Along with the same, ma'am, if you double click on the input node, look at the value. Whatever the red line, whatever the polysilicon is available over here, the intrinsic capacitance is actually acting as a load over here.
Yes,
Are you getting
sir.
this one?
Yes, sir. Yes.
It is
yes,
60.4 femtofarad, 10⁻⁻15. Okay, so this is acting as a load to nullify the load of input variation. It is added to the another inverter structure. It is added to the another inverter structure. It means that it will follow for 0, it will follow 1. So that is actual designing perspective whenever I'm talking about the actual fabrication. So definitely dissipation is more, but the thing is that the design or the cost of fabrication will be quite less in case of this structures. And ma'am, look at that. You are designing it for 0.5 picofarad, which is a huge value as far as the understanding concerned.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Getting this one, ma'am, please.
Yes, sir. I agree perfectly. Thank you so
Yep.
much, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Anybody having any question over here?
Sir, can we get the power dissipation in this simulation? Where can we see the power dissipation?
Yes, ma'am. If you're going to simulate this one, some sort of destructions might have happened over here because the copy and paste. Acha, yes. We have added these structures, na? Wait a second, ma'am. That option I will tell you. We all and simulate this one. So look at that on the right hand side, ma'am. We are having different menus that we didn't discuss. That is, thank you so much, ma'am, that I can again work on that. The thing is that as of now, whatever the input output variations we have set over here, that is in one, likewise in 1, 2, 3, any step can be selected, but the output is with respect to S3. If someone asks me that, sir, S3 is fine, I have noted down the value. Now give me the output variations TR and TF for S2. So what we can do, we can select simply S2 over here. You can reset that one. Now the values are associated with the S2, and whatever the power I am having, it comes over the second window over here on this right hand side, ma'am. This is what the on-screen power estimation, what I'm having over here.
Yes.
Yes,
Shivangi,
sir.
ma'am, are you getting this
Got
one?
it, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
And one more thing with the same one, guys, wherever means whenever I'm talking about the optimization in case of VLSI, which we are very concerned about, what we can say that the power, area, number of transistors, and the current, these 4 factors that we need to consider, what I'm having in the next example. So guys, in file, I'm having the option of properties over here. If I click on properties and general properties, so guys, this is what the actual surface area of a design what I implemented. I hope everybody is getting that. I'm repeating this one: file, properties, general properties. So look at that. This is what the surface area. I'm talking about all the design, okay, from start to end, whatever 3 implemented over here. And here, guys, if you are clicking on extract over here, so it will provide you the number of devices. Out of 4,000, we are using only 6 NMOS and PMOS over here. Okay, 16 electrical nodes out of 3,000. So it's very huge one, guys. As far as your syllabus concerned, maximum 7-8 transistor designs are more than enough. What I'm trying to provide almost 50-60 transistor designs. And if you are interested, you can design up to 100 transistors. Okay, so this is what one of the property that you need to understand whenever you are going to start actual designing over here. I hope everybody is getting that one. Is there any issue? You can ask me. So I'm saving all this one for you so that I can share, and you, after this session you will come across and you can come understand the structure later on. Okay, now the next one. I hope everybody is ready, and we'll have the good next session over here. Are you ready, guys? Please, in terms of yes or
Yes,
no?
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. Rest participant. Manoj Kumar sir, getting this one, what I'm going to explain. Thank you, Joshi sir. Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, let's start the new one, and this is quite important, guys, because the module level design approach, that is quite important, that we need to understand. And for that one, guys, you need to have a problem statement. You can design any step. I'm starting from the scratch so that every aspect can be cleared out over here. Please.
Sir, how much this software may cost for individual user?
Sir, we don't have that individual policy. If you want to do your research or any stuff, I will provide you the licenses for a time bound. But sir, minimum package is for 5 users that we are having.
How much it may cost, sir?
Around, sir, I need to confirm it from my marketing team, sir. What region,
Okay.
which region, is there any marketing consultant we are having? Likewise, the aspects that we need to talk, sir. So
Okay.
I will definitely let you know, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir. Okay, so guys, module level design approach that we need to understand. And for the same one, guys, I'm taking a simple example that is 2:1 marks. Please, it is quite simple one, but the thing is design 2:1 marks. Let's have a look. You will have fun over here, guys, please. And I'm waiting for the designs from your end using, guys, I'm adding 2 points over here. The first should be traditional transistors. And the second should be transmission gates. Look at that. How simple concept can be realized as a problem statement. And fine, guys, area, just certain, all the features of the software can be covered over here. Number of transistors, and one more important topic, guys, that you can find out how the restore logic, guys, these three, first 1, 2, 3, easily you can find out. Area, power, number of transistors, just now I have explained. Okay, but one more topic, whenever I'm talking, I'm having the option of designing in 2 different manner. So one more point that you need to find out, that is a restored logic. I hope most of you have already studied that one, already implement that one. And the thing is that you need to implement it as a module level design approach. It means that whatever, everybody is familiar with the transistor structures. Okay, what we are having, how that Y equals to S1A or S0 bar B, likewise. Okay, so easily they can be implemented with the transistor. Core layout designing can be done for the transmission gate and implement that 2:1 marks, and along with the same you need to find out these 4 values. Okay, how can you design that? I hope, guys, you all are familiar with first thing that you need to select the foundry that I have selected. Okay, so guys, I hope everybody is familiar with this guy, 2:1 multiplexer. So directly I'm opening the schematic, guys, so that realization is very simple. You can easily find out the realization. I'm quite happy with the software interactions with you all. So guys, this is what 2:1 marks that we are having, and everybody is having how that comes. Everybody knows that very well. Okay, so which is significant, that select line is very significant over here, and depending on the status of your select line, whatever the status we are having on the A or B will be reflected on the output side. It's very simple one. Everybody is familiar with this concept, is it? Now the thing is that if I'm going to simulate this one, when my select line is 0 for the first instance, so whatever the changes I'm doing at A, it is reflected on the output side. Exactly A is reflected on the output side. When it's 0, if I'm changing on B, so look at that, B is not selected. It is what truth table that you can realize as far as your 2:1 marks. On the second case, if my select line is 1, if I changes A, it won't be selected on the output side. Same is the story if I selected B. That, look at that, whatever the status we are having on B, it is on the output side. Is it fine? Isn't it so simple? Your student can definitely love this playing with such and sort type of software. In timing waveform, guys, look at that, which is significant. Your select line is significant. So you can easily observe that when select line is 0, whatever changes I'm having on A here, B is not reflected. On the second case, you can observe it very clearly. Is it fine? One more thing that, guys, let's have a look. First of all, I need to save it as, it is quite interesting. If you are simulating, one more time I'm simulating it so that I can tell you a better manner how it can be used in a finite options. So guys, if I'm clicking on this timing waveform, look at that, I'm having that CSV format also. If you want to do for any example, okay, it means that whatever the values I'm having over here, it will be dumped in a Excel sheet format. If you click on dump, so wherever you saved your first file, the supporting all files will be associated with that. It will save on the same destination wherever you saved your first file. So look at that. This is what Excel sheet that is formulated over here. Okay. And it will provide you all the values, guys, in terms of nanosecond, the status of A and B. So every step, it will be available over here till you started clicking on your design. So this is what one of the options that we have added in your in such type of software, that this is what is only available with the 3.8 version of this Micron software tool, which you can explore later on. So this is what a CSV we are having. Now, how to implement it with a core layout designing? The people are having option that they can save, they can convert it into a Verilog file, and they can again move down, convert that one into MSK file. That approach I'm not going to use. Now, guys, I can individually implement it
Sir,
each
please,
and every
will you
cell.
repeat?
Likewise, this and one. That Excel sheet, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Excel sheet, please.
Yeah, please. Have a look over here. Whatever design you have implemented, you need to simulate that one. Look at that. You need to simulate that one. Okay. You need to explore all the options associated with the simulation. Okay. Once your simulation is done, you need to stop the simulation and how to click on this timing diagram. On timing will provide you the real-time clicking what you just observed. Is it? After this one, you can dump this into directly CSV file, Excel sheet format. You need to click on that dump CSV. So it will save at the same destination where you saved your first file, where you saved your schematic file. Is it fine, Smita ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
And
Thank you, sir.
same is the case, ma'am, available with this Microwind backend layout also. I will show you at the time of certain designs, completion of this design. Okay.
But sir, the requirement is that we should provide with all possible input combinations so as to reflect it in output.
Ma'am, whatever the changes, yes, that is thing, ma'am. One more thing, if you are not able to perform all the simulations over here, for example, that clicking, if you forget to click A or B, likewise the option, we are having a clock option too, ma'am. Look at that. This clock can also be assigned over here, and now
Yes, that's better.
you will have the options of that one. And the thing is, again, you can slow down the clock too. Look at that, 2 times faster, slower, all that options are associated. Only thing is you need to come across, you need to do the hands-on, all can be easily done. I hope, ma'am, that will definitely help you.
Thank you. Yes.
Okay, now thing is that, guys, the module level design approach is whatever the component I'm having, discrete component I'm having, that I will generate by using Boolean expressions, that I will save at certain location, and I will call them as per the designing perspective. Have a look over here. What we need a NOT, AND1, AND2, and the OR gate. Am I right? Yes. Now, how can we do that? First of all, you need to select the foundry that is selected. In compile, guys, yesterday we did the same one. Compile one logic gate. Here we put down the equation y equals to root of A. Okay. Compile. That was compiled. Okay. That is again compiled over here. Is it? That is what the inverter I'm having. What you need to do, you need to save it as. I'm saving it as with the name of NOT on the desktop. I hope everybody is getting that one. I'm saving it as with certain name on the desktop, going for the new design. Okay, that NOT is implemented. Now I need to implement the AND1 and AND2. How can we go for compile one logic gate? Here, guys, directly you can put down the symbol, or you can put down the expression like this: y equals to A ampersand B. Are you getting this one? For ANDing, we need to use this ampersand over here. Is it? Compile. So this is what actual standard cell design library of your AND gate. So I'm saving it as AND1. I hope you are getting this one. So that is what the AND1 is compiled. The same can be saved as AND2. I hope you are getting that one. Same can be saved as AND2. Going for the new design. Now what we need one OR gate over here. Okay. So going for again compile one logic gate. And rather than this, I need to implement a straight line for this ORing, or you can use this symbol directly to input OR gate directly. Okay, compile. So this is what the OR gate. And guys, one more thing, we are simply using the libraries of the softwares. Just try to understand this one. So just whenever you are going to implement on the same substrate, be careful while implementing that one. So I'm saving it as a OR gate going for the new design. I hope you understand what I did. I implemented every structure in a single fashion and saved it on the desktop. Look at that, what I'm having, not one, and two, and the OR gate. This is what approach of understanding all structures I have implemented by using Boolean expressions. Got it, everybody, please? Now what to do? Now I need to implement all those. I need to insert all those on a substrate. Is it? So I will start from left to right. So that will be quite easy to understand. First thing, guys, listen. The first thing, that is what a NOT gate, that you need to open. Please make it very clear. The first thing what you are going to use, that should be open. I'm going to open the first thing, that is nothing but a NOT gate. That is open over here. That first should be open, and next all should be inserted. I will repeat that one. If you are having any confusion, definitely will repeat that one. Wait for a minute. Second should be inserted. Second is AND 1. So I will click on that AND 1, inserted over here. Again, what I need to insert the AND 2. So again, going in the file, insert layout, I will click on AND 2. I will click on view all. Zoom in, zoom out option, all can be used. Arrow keys from the keyboard can be used. I hope you are getting this. Simply, the first one should be open and rest all should be inserted. Is it, everybody? Again, you can use zoom in, zoom out. Now guys, placement is quite important. Forget about optimization as of now. Only we need the simulation result till this point. So what I will do, I will keep that not on the left side. I will keep AND 1 on the top and AND 2, just like whatever schematic I'm having, I'm placing it like this. So use that stretch and move. Select the entire area which you want to move and keep it or place it just below this one. Just like the schematic what I'm having, please, just like the schematic what I'm having. Okay, now what else we need? We need a OR to insert and then OR gate. Okay, so look at that OR is inserted over here. And look at this one, guys. Why I'm labeling it continuously, because there will be a bit confusion, because you can't easily rectify what are the changes in that practical layout. Okay, so that's why I called it as Y as OR gate over here. Is it? And again, as far as the connection concerned, I'm placing it over here, view all. So it means that all four components what I need, all four Boolean expressions what I need, I have implemented in the design. I hope everybody is comfortable this point, till this point. Is there any issue, please, guys? Shall I repeat this one?
Understood, sir.
Yep.
That's
Yep. Very good. Rest of participants, guys, please. Okay. So that's fine. That implementation is fine. That insertion is also fine. Now the connection you need to do. How to connect all those. So guys, schematic is with you. So you can easily connect looking at the schematic. What we need to have, whatever the input of your inverter, it should be labeled as select line. Am I right? Whatever the input of your inverter. Guys, whenever you are coming back to your micro window, backend window, you need to click on these draw boxes because complexity is increasing over here. So it's a request to you all. You need to click on draw boxes first. Otherwise, if gun or stretch and move or copy is selected, so that will mess up with your design. So click on draw boxes, double click on A is my input in case of your NOT gate. So I'm labeling it as select line. It should be a clock. Guys, please listen carefully. Right now, is it already we observe that one? It is acting as a variable and it is not visible in simulation. So that won't come in a simulation. That's why, guys, click on clock and make it visible in simulation. Assign the same one. Isn't it so simple? What I did, draw boxes, double click, label it, make it as clock, make it visible in simulation and assign. I hope you're getting this one. What next? The output of inverter should be connected to any one input of AND 1. Agree with this? Output is what this. It should be connected to any one input. Look at that. This is what A and B are the input of your AND 1. So that can be connected like this. You can move it to anywhere. And I'm selecting only metal 1. I will tell you the significance of metal 1, 2, 3, 4 just after completion of this one. So guys, I'm connecting it like this. After connections, just double click on that. Look at that. The output of inverter is connected to the any one input of your AND 1. That's fine. I hope everybody's with me. And the remaining input of your AND 1 should be A terminal. A as a label, you need to label it as A. It should be a clock. Make it visible in simulation. I'm talking about this one. Remaining should be A. Make it as a clock, visible in simulation. That's fine, guys. That portion is over. Now, the input, which is the select line, that should be connected to any one input of AND 2. This is what an input that should be connected to any one input. Shall I connect it to this? Everybody, please help me in that, guys. We are quite comfortable with each other now, as of now. So the select line is connected to any one input of your AND 2, and remaining input should be a B. Double click on that. You can again add input from this end, but guys, that will again add certain confusion. Okay. So rather than that, whatever we are assigned over here, try to modify the same one. That should be a capital B, clock, make it visible in simulation, assign. Guys, listen, I have not assigned this A anywhere in a picture. Or I can simply delete that one. We don't need that. It is already connected. We only need A and B from both the side. Am I right, everybody? So that's fine. Only 3 input we need to have: select line, A and B. Now the output of AND 1 and output of AND 2 should be connected as a input of OR1 or gate, whatever we are having. So this is what the output. Again, you can move it a little bit lower so that the angular connections can be avoided. I can directly connect it like this, and the output, yes, from both the end, guys. Either you can connect it from the top or you can connect it from the bottom. Okay. Either you can connect it from this, anywhere you can connect it. Let's check. Look at that. The output of B AND 1 is connected to any one input of OR, and output of AND 2 is connected to the remaining input of OR gate. Am I right, guys? Everybody, please close that one. And what else remaining? Guys, we don't have to make visible the output of AND 1 and AND 2. Only the output of final Y should be visible. It means that the output of final Y means this. It should be only visible, guys. It should be a variable. Most of the people are a bit confused over here. It is not a clock pulse sinus. It is just output node. So it should be a variable. Make it visible in simulation and assign. So look at that. How simply we can do. Whatever the component we are having, we simply implemented that one by using expressions. And along with that one, we have added the clocks, inputs, outputs over here. That is only we did. I hope everybody is comfortable with that. Please. Okay. Now, guys, design is over. Everything, whatever we need, that is, I have implemented over here. Okay. Now, if I'm going to simulate this one, look at that. For the first window I'm talking about, if I'm going to simulate this one, let's have a look. Guys, if you are coming across such type of examples, you should be in a position to modify the input variations. Look at that. Is it acting as a 2:1 mux as of now? Please, guys, is there any view from your end? Anybody? Is it acting as a 2:1 mux? As far as design, everything is okay. Because of the input variations, what we have selected over here, guys, it is not, we are not in a position to make it comfortable that whether it is acting as 2:1 multiplexer or not. So look at that. What you can do over here, which is a significant signal over here, that select line. Am I right, everybody?
Yes.
which is
Yes.
significant, that is select line. So guys, you are having the rights that you can change the values of your select line in a significant manner, that whatever the changes we are having with A, whatever the top of A are having, exactly that should be selected over here, or output will be exact A, depending on the status of select line. Can we make it a little bit slower? Look at that, what we are having, A, B, select line is very faster, very small TL and TH we are having for that one as compared to A and B. So what can I do? Draw boxes, click on the select line. Look at that, it is very fast. Okay, what I will do, can I make it as time as 1 and time as 1? It means that we are making it so slower that it will have the significant that A would be selected or B would be selected on the output side. Are you getting that one? I have simply delayed your select line, assign that one, and try to simulate. Nanosecond, just to check whether it is acting as 2:1 mux or not. But one more thing, whatever the P signal I'm using over here and the select line is exactly same. So again, you can play with a select line, you can make it as 1.5. Or you can do one thing, you can slow down this one. You can again slow down this one. Now you can check whether it is acting as an 2:1 mux or not. Your suggestions are very important, guys. So please help me over here. Look at that. When my select line is 0, guys, this is what the analog simulation, okay, that you need to understand very clearly. This is my select line. When select line is 0, look at that. Whatever the A I'm having, exactly A is selected on the output side. And when my select line is 1, guys, look at that, from this switching, because every line, guys, you're having its delayed timing, okay, 0.025. TR and TF is associated with that. So when my select line is 1, so B is selected on the output side. Are you getting this one? Everybody, please. So what you need to do,
Yes, sir.
you need to select or modify the signal, okay, input, so that that will help you in understanding the simulation, which is very important. So you can change it as a sine wave, so that the more fankiness that you can add as far as the design concern. I hope you are getting this one. Now, as far as findings, area, power, number of transistor and restored logic, let's all look over here. Simple stuff. If you are going to simulate in second window, if you are resetting this one, so here you will get a power value, okay, which is called as on-screen dynamic power estimation with the number of cycles we have added over here. So you can note it down for the comparison, that is 22 point something microwatt. The second thing is that in file properties, this is what the area, surface area of the design with certain width and height that they have implemented. And guys, look at that. We are using 20 number of transistors, 10 NMOS, 10 PMOS out of this 4,000 count. Okay. So you can note it down, 127, 20 transistors, then power is almost 22 microwatt. And the last one, guys, that is called as a restored logic. It means that it's a question to you all. Please have a look. What is the property of 2:1 mux? Whatever the status of select line is there, depending on that, exactly A or B, whatever the input you are having, they should be reflected on the output side. Now my question is that, as of now, let's have a look. As of now, what I'm doing, this is my 0 line and this is my 1 line, that is VDD. I'm starting from 0, reaching to 1. Likewise, the restored input that I have applied over here. Is it? As far as A and B concerned, now, if I'm having this 0 line, if I'm having that 1 line, if I'm forcing A to restore at this 0.8 value, are you getting my point, guys? This is what 1 line. So I'm restoring that A to 0.8. I'm restoring. Look at that, what I'm trying to do. Look at that. I'm starting from 0. I'm starting from 0. What is level 1? 1.2. What is 1.2? That is a VDD of this technology. Am I right, everybody? Yes. So now I'm starting from 0, but not reaching to 1.2. I will restore at 0.8. Look at how simply you can realize the logic over here. I'm starting from 0, reaching to 0.8, assign, simulate. In the first window, I need to observe. I hope everybody is getting this concept. What is the restored logic concept over here? Look at that. I'm starting from this value, reaching to 0.8. This is what I have changed your input A. What about output, guys? Whenever my select line is 0, so whatever A I'm having, it should be on the output side. Am I right, everybody?
Yes.
But it is not that. It is providing me the fully restored concept over here. It is providing me total 1.2. I hope everybody is getting this one. So guys, this is what one of the aspects that you need to understand whenever you are working on a 2:1 multiplexer. So that concept, because guys, we are using the transistors over here, okay? And whatever the value above VDD by 2, it is considering as 1 in case of your traditional transistors, is it? So that's why it is providing you the fully restored logic on the output side. Okay, now thing is that this is one of the concept that implementation of your 2:1 mux by using traditional transistors, and I'm just saving it as 2:1. Okay, so this is what the first option. Now guys, you need to compare all the results what I'm having over here with a transmission gate with gate-based design. Okay, what is transmission gate? Any idea, guys? It is actually a 4 transistor gate, we can call it as, and it transfer the logic from transfer the data from one end to another end, depend on the enable and inverted enable signal. So guys, simple structure is that it is just like combination of one PMOS and NMOS. Let's have a look. It is just a combination of one NMOS and PMOS, and it is having 4 variations over here. This is what a data in, data out, and this is enable, and it is inverted enable. So depending on status of your enable and inverted enable, it will pass whatever the data I'm having directly to the next output side. This is what the output side I'm having. Okay, and the design is like this. I will simply open the schematic over here, guys. Implementation of. Okay, so this is what a simple design of your 2:1 mux, where we are going to use 2 transmission gates over here. Okay, because it's a 2 input. We can have 4:1 again by using these combinations. Any steps can be used. So this is what the basic example that we are discussing over here. So what we need 2 transmission gates over here. Okay, and 1 NOT gate. Can you implement that one for me, guys, please? First thing, in terms of yes or no, is there any issue understanding this module level design approach? Guys, at least you can say yes or no in chat box, or directly you can say yes or no.
Understood, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am. Anybody, any doubt, anything?
Structural connection. Is this similar to the structural VHDL coding?
Ma'am, structural VHDL, yes, we can say. Likewise, the same one, ma'am. We can call it as. But the thing is, here directly if you are coming across the 3D and all, ma'am, so it is a layer by layer implementation directly happened with the use of Boolean expressions. That will be quite better to pronounce.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah. The same stuff. Can you do that? Likewise, this, guys, I will provide you the help over here. Number of fingers are 1. What we need 1 PMOS, we need 1 NMOS, and only the combination that we need to do. Let's have a look. Stretch and move, guys. Try to use all the features. Okay, what I need to do, I need to connect 1 DD-SS combination, and this is what a transmission gate I'm having. Extend those PMOS, okay, extend those polysilicon region so that I can have certain design space. Okay, this is what your a transmission gate that I'm having? Can I solve it here itself? Let's have a look. First of all, save it as same story, guys. Whatever we used earlier, TX1. What we need two TX transmission gate. Look at that. What we need, this is transmission gate 1, transmission gate 2. So I have designed that one and saved that one on the desktop itself. Is it? Go for the new already NOT gate I'm having. Still, I'm going to generate that NOT, saving it as on the desktop, or you can use that NOT already. Okay. Okay. What else we need? Just the implementation on the substrate. Okay. From again left to right. First thing that you need to open, and rest all you need to insert. File, insert layout. That is what the TX1. Again, insert layout. TX2. View all. It's very simple one, guys. TX1, TX2, and the NOT one that we have implemented. Use zoom in and zoom out option. Make the placement as per the schematic what you are having. You can vary, you can move it to any place. Okay, so don't bother.
Sir, please, I wanted to know that all this, whatever designing we are doing in PC, that is for PCB in VLSI devices mounting. So PCB designing, sir. Whatever we are doing, sir.
Ma'am, listen. PCB
Yes.
designing and MOS layout designing, both are a total different aspects. This is not the PCB designing, ma'am. This is actually a CMOS layout design. Just I will tell, I'm telling you the complexity. Guys, for everyone, do you know the diameter of hair? Hair, Kesan's diameter. Do you know the diameter of hair?
No.
Just try to understand the complexity. The diameter of hair, person to person, that ranges from 70 nanometer to 100 nanometer. And we are working on 45 nanometer, 32 nanometer, or 14 nanometer FinFET. Just try to understand. So PCB
So this
layout design.
technology can be used for IC designing, sir.
Yes, ma'am. This is what we are doing. It is actually the ASIC
IC
platform
designing
designing.
purpose.
Yes, it is the IC
VLSI.
designing aspects, ma'am, that we are doing. That is what the VLSI come
Okay,
across.
Okay,
Fine,
sir.
ma'am. So it is, we are working in nanometer technology, ma'am. PCB is totally
Oh.
different. This MOS layout IC
Okay.
designing is totally different. Yep.
Okay.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thanks.
Yep. Guys, finish that one so that we have the comparison. This is done. This is done. Now make the connections. How can we do that? Simplest one that we can cover first, A, B, the combination of both output side, that should be Y. Okay. So I will do it like this. A clock assigning to this end, I will make it as A. Forget about the input variations. Okay. That is the B. Both output should be connected with each other. Okay, and assign a visible node, that is a final Y or out we can call. That is done. Combination of these two gate of transmission 1 and 2 should be connected. So I'm connecting like this. Is it fine? Okay, that is over. What about this? Input should be a select line. So I'm modifying this one, labeling it as select line, clock, make it visible in simulation, assign. Okay. What else? Whatever the output I'm having, it should be connected to the combination of both the gates. Guys, here certain what we can say, one more type of contact that we are going to add. Let's have a look. The output of this should be connected to the combination of these two. Guys, listen. Here, if I'm going to use the metal one and going to connect it like this, let's have a look. I'm talking about this side. This is what put of inverter, is it? Not gate. It should be connected to the polysilicon combination of these two. So look at that. Whether it is connected? No, because it is a metal one and it is a polysilicon. Both are two different layers, and each is having, everyone is having its similar different property. So look at that. There is a gap. They are not connected. Okay, in 3D we can see. So guys, how to connect those? We are having two options. One is that directly you can right click on that and you can ask it to connect layers. That is the option number 1. And option number 2 is that we are having a separate ready-made contacts over here, which will connect metal and poly. Are you getting my point? Look at that. The name itself is providing you contact for metal and poly. Click on that, assign it over here. Again, you can take the 3D view. So look at that. Previously, that was not present. Look at that. This one I was talking about, this one. Now they are connected with each other. So certain small things that you need to take care while designing over here. And what else remaining? That is done. And the input select line can be connected to the remaining of TX1 and remaining of TX2. So input is what? Guys, again, here also the problem is, listen very carefully. Guys, there is one question. If I'm having the structure like this, okay, point number 1, look, listen very carefully. Guys, if I'm giving you the option that I'm having a MOSFET, that is what a polysilicon, and the metal, it is a long distance connection. It is quite long distance connection. So
Yes, sir.
which layer should I select for making the connections? That is very important, guys. So always you need to use the metal, because polysilicon is the first layer. Okay, you already observed that over here. It is what on the base, always the polysilicons are there. Is it? So metal is for 2, 3, 4. Likewise, the layers option are there. So that's why I always prefer metal to avoid a connection like this. So you can do it like this, a little bit extension, and then you can use a metal from this end. And again, the same story, guys. You need to add a contact over here. Is it? So look at that. They are connected with each other. Okay. What else remaining? The input should be connected to remaining of this one. And again, I need to add a metal over here, metal or poly contact over here. The same is the story, guys. I need to make this one as faster, a little bit slower, and the select line should be much more slower. I can slow it as we'll check it out whether it will work or not. Let's see what VDD. One more we need to add for a polarization, whatever that we are adding over here. Simulate this. Guys, are you getting the result? Look at that. When my select line is 0, exact A, look at that. Exact A is observing over here on the output side. When it turns 1, okay, for this cycle, exact B is on the output side. Exact B is on the output side. Am I right, everybody, please?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yeah, very good. Thank you. Okay, now the same story, guys. Just try to find out the area in the second window. So look at that. It is in 2 point something. That is 2 microwatt. That was 22 microwatt. Try to make the comparison. Then properties, general property. Look at that. That was, I think, 127 micrometer square. It is 53, almost half. Look at the number of transistors. Only 6 that we are going to use. There we use 20. I hope you are recalling that one. And the last point, what was that? If I'm restoring it to 0.8, any stub, okay, I'm not talking about A only. You can modify for your concern B also, okay, and you can check the variations. Assign this one and simulate this one. So look at that. What is happening? Is it fine, guys? Everybody, please. So whatever the changes are going to do over here, okay, exact A is reflecting over here, because it is not adding some, it is not actually a magic. Okay, the thing is that it is just a pass transistor logic. So whatever the logic I'm having over here, it is simply passing out to the output side. So that is what the important role whenever I'm talking about the structures like this. Is it? I hope everybody is getting this one. Guys, come on, say yes.
Yes, sir,
Feedback.
Yes.
That one. Everybody. Yes, Deepali ma'am, are you there? Manoj Kumar sir, I hope everybody is getting
Yes,
this one.
yes, sir. Sir,
Thank you so much.
hello.
Yeah, ma'am, nice to see you.
Sir, yes, sir. Attending, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am. Yeah, so guys, I hope you all are getting this one. And if I'm going to simulate this one, the same story, guys, whatever we observe, this is what the newer versions that every time that we are going to add with the newer versions of the software tool. So here also, guys, once you have to save that one, I'm having the option of a dump CSV file. Smita ma'am, just try to again find out certain research orientation over here. If I'm clicking on that dump CSV, so it will provide me on the same structures. I don't know where it's gone. And it is actually a real time. So that's why. Yep. Likewise, you can take the photo of this one. You can dump that one. You can take the FFT, guys. This is what the option again. Okay. Okay, so that can also be feasible, that you can take the FFT of the same one. If you are working on structure like oscillators and all, that FFT will definitely help you over here. I hope you all are getting that one. That reset dump file, I will tell you. Okay, just give me 2 or 3 minutes more for understanding. So I hope, guys, certain types of practical examples also, because as far as your syllabus concerned, if you are, I'm comparing the syllabus of South Indian universities, likewise Anna, then Bangalore. Okay, so they are having that syllabus from last 10 or 15 years, and every 2 years they are upgrading the syllabus over there. But as far as our syllabus, guys, that is some sort of slagginess that is there. So only 20-25 transistors that we are going to use as far as a complete VLSI design perspective. Is it? So this is what the option that you can use. I will share all the design. Now the thing is, for example, if I'm having this NMOS over here and one more NMOS to this end, and they're separated by 100 lambda. I hope you all are with me. I'm having this NMOS 1, NMOS 2, they are separated by almost 100 lambda. The question is, if I'm having the option of polysilicon, if I'm having the option of metal 1, metal 6 likewise, so which you are going to prefer for the long distance connections, which is very important, guys, because right now we are only coming across 20-25 transistors. But if you are having a structure like NCO, numerical control oscillator, then certain ADCs, if you are going to design, so it is having multiple crossings of all the layers. So that's why, guys, that is very important. How we can select that one, how we can find out that one, that is very important. Let's all look, guys, how we can solve that this one. For example, let's have an example of this one. I have implemented a MOS gate whose dimension is 2/11 lambda. I hope everybody is comfortable where to observe that dimension and all. It is 2/11 lambda. That is what 2/11 that I have mentioned over here. And I'm going for a metal one whose dimension is again with the same dimensions I have implemented over here. That is 2/11 lambda. Is it fine? And if I'm double clicking on that one, if I'm double clicking on this, a window will appear, which we already observe. Okay? Already we observe that one. So the parasitics, basically I'm very worried about the capacitance, intrinsic or extrinsic, okay, because that will add the TRTF, that will definitely add the power consumption, current consumption too. Is it? So look at that. For this size 2/11 of polysilicon, the intrinsic capacitance, look at the value. And if I'm clicking on this metal of the same dimensions, that value is almost less than half. So guys, it is very clear that whenever I'm going to use for long distance connection, we need to use always metals or not this flash gate or normal MOS gate. Okay. So in 3D view also you can observe, look at that, polysilicon is always the first layer on the diffusion. Okay. And metals, we are having enough space for making interconnections. That's fine. Is it fine?
Yes, sir.
Otherwise, what I'm expecting from your end, so question is like this, sir, write from, or she can write from, yesterday we are using only metal one, and you are at the first slide presentation, what we discussed, that if we are having more number of metals, we can connect, we'll have more routing space, and we can connect more component in a smaller size. Why we are using only metal one? When to use metal 2, 3, 4, 5, 6?
Overlapping, if the overlapping.
Yes, ma'am. That I'm just placing one statement in front of you, okay, so that will be clearly mentioned, clearly out over here. Likewise, this one. Let's have a look. If I'm having N-type contact like this and another N-type contacts over here, for example, okay, in 3D view, look at that. They looks fine. 2 N-type contacts that I have mentioned. Now, guys, there is one design need that metal one is flowing between these two. Let's have a look. That metal one is flowing between these two. It is having certain connection properties to connect certain area over here, connect certain option over here, and it is flowing between these two. Now, my design complexity increases, okay, and there is a need that contact number 1 should be connected to the contact number 2, but it shouldn't have any contact with this metal flowing between these two. Are you getting that point? This contact 1 and contact 2 should be connected, but it shouldn't connect to your metal one flowing through. So if I'm not having any option, so what I can do, I will connect it like this. I hope you all are getting that one. I will connect it like this. So that my motto is suffice. But guys, if the design complexity increases, we won't have this much space on this side. Certain components might be, certain transistors might be there. So in such a cases, guys, we can say the routing space of metal 1 is over here. Now you can go for metal 2 directly. Look at that. I can directly connect these two together, take the 3D view of the same one. So look at that. Metal 2 is in a picture. Let's have a look. Metal 1 is free. Metal 2 is in a picture, but it is not having any connection with contact 1 and contact 2. Am I right, everybody? It is that's the reason why, that is the beauty of this software tool, guys. Easily you can understand, you can take the 2D and 3D views so that will be cleared out. So in such a cases, guys, how can we do? Directly right click, connect layers. Look at that, what will happen? Look at that. I have right click over here and choose the option connect layer. So it is connected, but is there any provision for next metal layer over here? Guys, are you getting my point? In VLSI, we always should have a connection layers provision for the next layer connections over here. Is it? So there is no connection. This is what a first option, that connecting, right click and connect option. And second is that, guys, look at this. We should have to be in a position to generate a special type of contacts. Look at that. This one, MOS generator. Here I'm having the option of contacts. Click on that. Look at that. Now metal 1 and 2, it is in a picture. We can click on metal 2 and 3. Click on that. It means that metal 1 and 2 should be connected, and there should be a provision for metal 3 for the future ends if the design needs comes across. Connect over here, okay, and you can take the 3D view. So look at that. Look at that. That was directly connected one. And this is what we are having specially generated. One more time, I'm repeating that one. MOS generator, click on the contacts, click on metal 2 and 3 provision, generate. And again, guys, here the option is that whether you need any gate metal connection or not. So you can say no, generate and place. So this is what the option, that every option that you need to use whenever you have started working on such type of EDA tools. Is there any issue? Is there any question here? Guys, I will be very pleased, happy to help you again in the same one. Until this point, guys, the people are having certain misconceptions about this software tool, that it is a freely available software tool. We don't need any licensing and all that stuff, but that they are all the myth, guys. We are having worldwide licensing policy with my company, okay, and that's why, guys, depending on the request, we are hosting this program. One more thing, guys, the people are not aware of all the features, and they are saying only virtual component, virtual capacitors can be generated by using, can be used only with this software tool. But that is not the case, guys. Look at that. Is MOS generator. If someone asks you to use the actual capacitance of having a value of 1 picofarad, let's have a look. Actual capacitance, I'm not talking about this virtual, what we used yesterday. Okay, actual capacitance of having the value of 1 picofarad. If I'm clicking on generate capacitor and click on to your substrate, so guys, this is what the size, this is what 1 picofarad actual capacitance that are going to implement. I hope you are getting this one, what I'm trying to, guys, these options can be used as far as the research orientation concerned, or you can take certain projects, assign certain projects to your students or for yourselves too. I'm having certain problem statement. If you're interested, we'll definitely discuss on the same one. For this MOS generator, guys, registers, that is active and passive, both components can be implemented over here. You can put down the resistance value for like the examples like DAC, digital to analog converter. Okay, that R2R based DAC can be implemented easily by using this. Gate, every look at that, every material, depending on the availability of material in your fabrication aspects, you can select. For example, every layer is having its own conductivity and own resistivity, isn't it? So depending on that, the size of resistor is implemented. Likewise, gate base 1 kilo ohm resistance, if you want to implement, so size would be like this. Okay, it is 1 kilo ohm resistors by using gate terminal, that MOS gate. Again, for example, anvil, where the resistivity less, so definitely, guys, the size will be more. I hope you are getting that one. Every layer is having its own conductivity and resistivity. So depending upon that, you can directly select and you can use in terms of designing over here. And you can find out the analysis too. I hope you all are getting this one. Everybody, please, in terms of yes or no. Thank you, Shivang ma'am. Yes, like jumper, we can call it as per as the metals over there. Yes, Manoj Kumar sir, Swapnil sir.
Excuse me, sir.
Is there any issue understanding this?
Sir, actually,
Yep.
I wrote one mail to you about
Yep,
tape
yep.
out.
Yes, sir. Yes.
How to use pad once if you are going to generate that GDS2 file, that means final tape out. So can you explore it, sir?
Yeah, definitely, sir. Sir, again, I'm having certain, as of now, for this session, it's already 12 noon. So shall I explain it in the next one at 12:15?
Okay, fine.
Yeah, definitely, sir. I'm having it. I have written down all the aspects what I need to explain. So definitely will tell you. And Swapnil, sir, we don't have GDS2 conversion over here. We are having CIF, Caltech interchangeable file over here. We'll explain you how to change that one,
I have
how to come across that.
but there is another option I have found here that import. When we import file, so there
Yep.
is GDS2 is even there.
So listen, the thing is that whenever I'm talking about the fabrication, the final tape out, is it? So there are two types of, likewise, just like, sir, when I'm talking about the PCB designing, the machine understandable language name is Gerber file. I hope you all are comfortable with that Gerber file. It means that definitely we convert that artwork into its Gerber, and then we are going to export it for the fabrication. The same is the case, sir. In case of VLSI fabrication, we are having two types of extensions. Two types of fabrication extension. The one is GDS2 and the another one is CIF. So Micron software tool provides you the CIF conversion, sir. We'll tell you how to do that one, how to go for the padding and how to convert it into its CIF file. We'll tell you definitely, sir. So, okay, guys, I hope you all are comfortable with designing. So guys, we are having session end over here, the first session, 10:30 to 12 noon. And we'll come across again 12:15, guys. So till then, stay safe and we'll again join by 12:15. Is there any instruction from college?
Okay, Srikanth, can I end meeting from my side?
Yes, sir, definitely, sir. So
Okay.
for 12:15, share the links with all the participants.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All participants, we will meet again at 12:50. Okay. Now this session is over.
Thank you so much, guys.